What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the Creator's Kingdom. This is the very first podcast for the Patreon and the Creator's Kingdom entrepreneurship platform. And so since this is the very first one, I think I want to address something that normally affects all entrepreneurs. And you know what that is, right? I'm sure you know. So, it's that nervousness of getting started. You know the one that I'm talking about. If you've ever felt nervous, especially when you're about to start something new, the first thing you think is, I'ma fail. And, you're not wrong. Anything that you try, you may not succeed right away. But one thing that I've kind of learned about life, it's more or less having a very clear vision of what you want your life to be, who you want to be, and how you want to live your life. And trying to reverse engineer, work backwards. So have that vision, right? Have that vision, and then you work backwards. And through working backwards, you're like, okay, well, if I want, let's just use the analogy of a house, okay? If I know that in the future I want a beautiful house with a large garden and a nice lawn and a pool in the back, and I want it to be 2-story, all of those are details that I have, and it paints a picture in your mind. And through painting that picture and having that clear picture, and not one that's kind of flaky where it changes every day, so the details of of what you want change every day. I know to a certain extent it's going to change as you grow. And as you grow, tastes change, which that's the only inevitable in life. The only constant in life is change. So rather than fearing anything, embracing everything, and learning what you can from it so it makes you stronger. And embracing your changes. One thing that you think you might have wanted turns out, you know what? Maybe with more information, with more experiences, I realized maybe that's not what I want. But for you to have that clear vision in the beginning, which kind of helps dissipate that nervousness, it helps kind of relax that nervousness. You're not as nervous if you know where you're going, and you're not as nervous if you're equipped. Confidence comes from skill. At least that's what I believe. I believe that confidence comes from skill. The more skillful you are at things, the more competent you are at things, at different trades and crafts and things that you value, really, the more confident you are as an individual, because you won't mind sharing that and expressing that to others. And if you're expressing that to others, then you have a confidence in what you're talking about. And you can speak even more confidently on it, because if you don't know anything, you know that. That's your skill, that's your craft, that's your superpower, that's your trade, that's your thumbprint of energy in this world. So having that vision of your house mentally, then you can start writing things down. And writing things down are important. I used to try and keep everything in my mind. eventually your mind is going to get taxed and it's going to make you nervous. And I believe that for long-term success, you're going to have to write your goals down and get used to making a little checklist and checking it off. And there's actually a lot of fun in being able to check off your checklist. Because as you start reverse engineering your life and you start knocking off these different goals and objectives on your checklist, what's going to happen is you're going to see that at one point, all the things that you have now, you wanted before. At one point, all the things that you have now, you were praying for before. You were wanting before. You were longing for before. It was a want before. But once you figure out your needs and your wants and your desires, it's a lot easier to reverse engineer. As in, when I say reverse engineer, this is what we're doing. We're taking something that you're holding mentally and we're fleshing it out into words, into details, into substance, so that you not only are holding a mental picture, but as you add words to it, your picture is literally forming in reality. Because as you write it down on a page, now you have criteria. And this criteria is going to start developing the path to the life that you want. So, when I asked the question, have you ever been nervous? I used to be nervous quite a bit. My name is Devin Houston. I am the owner and artist at The Glass of Phoenix. I am a glass blower that I started my craft when I was 12 years old. And while I was training as a glass blower in downtown Newark, Glassroots, downtown Newark, New Jersey, during that time, I was, pretty much like any other 12-year-old kid, probably fumbling their confidence and trying to figure out where they're going to be in this world. You know, shoot, back then I might have been like a little short, fat, and nerdy. And so that also played a major role in me wanting to develop my mind, because I had a lot of time. I kind of stuck to myself. I was reading a lot. And during this same time period, the glass blowing studio that was teaching me glass blowing, this really super cool skill, I was being able to gain confidence in that. And they didn't just teach me a skill. I was a part of the NIFTY program, the National Foundation for Teaching Entrepreneurship. And so the point of that program was to not only equip the students with a really unique skill, give them something that cannot be taken away from them. And that's what these skills are. You are developing yourself, and people cannot take these skills away from you. Whether you develop a language, whether you develop a trade, whether you're an artist, whether you hone different crafts, even your thinking and honing your thinking. These are different qualities that people cannot take away from you. And so there's a lot of beauty and strength and power in that. So we need to develop ourselves so that we can be the best person for ourselves. And when we are the best person for ourselves, we can be the best person for others. If you can do it for yourself, you can do it for others. And the more skills and trades and different personal accomplishments and goals and marks off your checklist, the more momentum you gain mentally, physically, An object in motion normally stays in motion, you know? So momentum is cool. It's important. Keeping a strong mentality. And once you start fleshing out the details, it helps take the nervousness away. So I said I trained at Glassroots in downtown Newark, and I was part of the Nifty program. So I created a marketing company, which actually helps entrepreneurs, small businesses, corporations with the essential aspects of business. Everything from logo design to website design, marketing strategy, right? Flyers and graphic design, the ability to have custom commercials through video editing. We have our own cameras and whatnot. And we have a lot of in-house producers, which kind of led to another platform that I created, which is the one that we are working on right now, which is called the Creators Kingdom. Which I believe that through the amalgamation or the combination of all of my life experiences thus far, which I can talk about all day, so that's why we create a Patreon, because life experiences are what we learn from, right? And other people's life experiences and other people's information, so that we don't have to fall into the same traps, hit our heads on the same branches, and lose all the time that other people have already lost through their mistakes, spent whole lifetimes dedicated to rectifying. We don't need to lose time, money, energy on things that we have already have the ability to learn from through other people's experiences. Trust them. If they spent their whole life studying something, and don't just trust their idea, but use that as one source, and then find a whole bunch of other people that are in that same field and use them as sources too. And then critical thinking, you always end up, you are in charge of your life. So the more detailed you can create that mental image of that house, and you know, that house is just a metaphor for pretty much whatever you are looking to build. If you can think about it, then start thinking about exactly how you want it. If you see a car, what color is the car? What type of car is it? What year is it? Is it a 2-door, 4-door? Is it a sports car? Is it a SUV? Is it a truck? How fast do you want it to go? Do you want any type of decal on it? What's your price range for this vehicle? What do you want to use the vehicle for? You see, with every single question, you are changing and molding your invisible picture. And with every question and answer, you are manifesting and creating that into a physical representation and model of what you want to build. And so here we are. Welcome, creators, builders, and entrepreneurs. This is the first installment of Kicking It with Devin Houston, the founder of The Glass of Phoenix, True Artist Productions, which is the marketing company, and The Creators Kingdom, which is the platform to help expand and build the mindsets of entrepreneurs and help give them the resources and give them a curation of different information that can help push their minds, their businesses, and their aspirations to the next level. And so people that are no longer content with just looking for a 9-to-5, people that are no longer wanting to put all of their energy and faith into other people when they have the capability. If you can do it for yourself, if you can do it for a job, if someone's paying you $15 an hour to do medical billing, and you know that process, you can literally go find out what it's going to take, see what parameters are around the medical billing process, find your own clients, reference your own experiences, teach others once you need help, and find your own clients, and then get them on retainer. And now you don't have to have somebody you don't have to have someone that's valuing your time at $15 an hour. You create your value. And I think this one, this is about 16 minutes. I guess I should kind of keep these short. I have a lot of different topics, but I'm really here to try and change the conversation and start a conversation between young entrepreneurs and the youth, and just entrepreneurs in general. Builders, creators, artists, producers. It doesn't really matter, because everything that you look at is artwork. Someone designed it. Someone created it. From the cars that you drive, to the food that you eat, to the entertainment that you consume. Everything. Even the systems that govern your life. The silent systems, the invisible cadence to which everybody lives their life. Someone designed that too. Urban economics, city planning, financial planning, all the trade routes, medicine, all of it. It's all artwork. People at the top of their fields using their ingenuity in new ways and creating the lives that we have now. And so 2% of the world creates what 100% of the world uses. And so I guess this is my signing on. This is my initial podcast. This is Patreon. My first announcement, my first reach out to the entrepreneurial community, to those that are already in my network. Getting started. It's so important to get started. This has been in my mind for quite a while. Just because, you get hesitant. You get hesitant when you want to start something new, because you wonder how it's going to be received. You wonder if people are going to understand you, and if people are going to feel the way you feel. And people aren't going to, I'm not here to tell you that there's any right way or wrong way to live your life. I'm telling you that it is important for you to think. It is important for you to build yourself. If you work very hard on a job, you need to work just as hard on yourself. Building your mind, building your skills, building your physicality and your health. Emotional health, mental health, it's all important. Physical health, all three are important. Community health. What are you doing to be involved? To add value to your community, to make it just a little bit better. Because if we all have that type of mindset, then as a nation, and smaller pocket communities, we will be just that much better. Imagine if everybody kind of just gave an extra 5% of care. Because we live in a nation where a lot of people don't. So being able to, one, build yourself so that you can help yourself, and then, boom, build yourself so that you can help others. Because as an entrepreneur, that's what we're doing. We're adding value to people's lives, and they are giving us a physical appreciation of us making their lives just a little bit easier, a little bit better, a little bit, you made it, you provided a value to them, and their physical appreciation is the money. But what you're providing is everything. When you deal with people, you're either dealing with a product or a service or a combination of the two, right? But you're always dealing with people, because people are the ones that appreciate whatever you're doing. It's one of those things where they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's what value is. People's value, what people value, changes with every person. But if you can hone yourself, you can find many more ways to add value to people's lives. Whether it's with a talk, whether it's with your skills. There are a lot of ways to add value. And people don't get paid for their time, they get paid for their value. But you know what? This is actually starting to go into another little segment. So, again, welcome to the Creators Kingdom. My name is Devin Houston, glassblower, entrepreneur, and lifestyle designer, more or less. Business designer. I'm trying to help people just live better, more fulfilled, organized lives. All right. Please let me know how you enjoyed this first talk. Let me know if there are any things that you think I should talk about, and I can definitely hit some topics. All right. It was a pleasure. I hope you come and stay with the kingdom a little bit. I'm going to be dropping more information and just more talks so that we can just inspire different conversations, and then we can have something in the comment section and we can get a good conversation going. All right. It was a pleasure meeting everybody. This is Devin Houston, signing on for the first podcast and Patreon for the Creators Kingdom. Much love to everybody. Stay well, stay awesome, stay creative, and have a great one. Peace.